Welcome to Savor the Story podcast, where books and snacks are life. I'm Nicole. That's Vanessa.
Hello.
We're back. And you're right, I do say podcast.
I know.
I just heard myself say it right there.
As you said it, you're just like, yep, those words are coming out.
I'm just so excited. I have no
About
control.
What?
I feel like I know what I'm about to say is not true whatsoever, but I feel like the amount of feedback we got by going to the automated intro was more feedback than we got about anything else we've talked about. So I know it's not true, but it felt that way. And maybe that's just because that's the only thing that I've seen recently, and so, but
yeah.
I was like, every time somebody said something, I was like, yes. So.
To be fair, it was your idea.
I know.
It was your idea to change it.
Well, I mean.
So.
Yeah, sure.
It was my idea a long time ago, and then I let go of it because you said no. And then, like, a couple weeks ago, you were like, you make me do this. And I was like, I don't make you.
I'm going to go back and listen to these episodes because...
Okay.
I don't know if that's how it happened.
No, I do remember you saying, you were like, why do I have to do this every time? Or something like that. And I was like, Nicole, I tried to change it, and you told me no.
So normally I trust your memory because you listen more listen more frequently than I do, but today I will go back and fact check myself.
Okay, great. You do that. I do remember it being a you thing. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. It's back now. It may change again in the future. I'm not promising anything.
What episode are we on? Like 45 or something? In episode 90, I might be like, why am I doing this?
Yes.
So.
I think that's kind of what you said the last time.
Yeah, like, I keep running out of ways to say hello. Like, different ways to say hello. And I don't have to think of different ways. I could just say hello. So.
Great, exactly. It doesn't have to change every time. But, yes, it is now back. We're going to do the intro like this again. And like I said, who knows? Things may change again. We might change our mind again. We might, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a fortune teller.
A fortune teller.
A fortune teller. For some reason, a big old accent just came in.
What accent is that?
I have no idea. Fortune teller.
Nice.
Yeah, that's who I am right now. It's my inner brain is got an accent apparently.
I see myself and I can notice it because it's me and I've been I've seen myself for the past week. But if you're watching the video, or if you're not, whatever, maybe you don't notice, maybe you don't care. You're like, whatever, Nicole, shut up. My dog gave me an eye infection. And so my eye has been poofy since like last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's still droopy. So like, as I'm sitting here recording with you, I keep looking over at my frame and I'm like, is my eye fully open?
Yeah, now everyone's going to know anytime your eye shifts, they're going to know you're looking at yourself.
I know. And so I feel like I have to tilt my head so I'm looking down. And then you can't tell, see? I look like a psycho, but you can't tell that my eye is...
You definitely look like a psycho. You look like one of those creepy people that are in like always in the background of photos, like... That's hilarious. I actually have a picture of Tim. It was our engagement photos and the sun was directly in our eyes, and so there's one picture that we talk about all the time where he's just like his head is down and his eyes are up and he looks like a fucking creep, and we talk about it all the time. I will find it.
Yes.
It's the greatest photo ever. We did not use that one in our
missed opportunity.
Come watch this creep get married.
I think you probably would have had more people show up. Like, who is this person?
Well, then I'm glad we didn't do that because I did not want that many people there.
Okay, well, that's fair.
Yes, but so funny. Yeah, I did not notice it, and you just told everyone for no reason, just so you know.
That's okay. I'm fine with it. If we, like usually we record on Mondays. Yesterday, I don't think it was worse yesterday, but I was thinking about it over the weekend because like Wednesday, like it was like all the way shut, and it got a little bit better as the days went on. If we would have been recording on like Fridays, like I think it was,
you would have had to wear an eye patch.
I know. I thought about it. I was like, can I wear sunglasses? Would people think that's weird? But then, like, my husband watched a YouTube podcast the other day, and somebody had on like a full face mask, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Was that their like normal thing?
I think so.
Oh,
I'll have to go back and see which one it was. But there was like a guy like wearing a face mask, and he was on like somebody else was talking to him, and I was, do you not want people to know you're on the podcast? Like,
all right.
So
I mean, that's not our aesthetic, but like we could try, I guess.
Right. So I'm thinking I'm gonna buy some like rainbow sunglasses or like 2026 sunglasses. You know those like fancy, those crazy ones for like celebrations. I'm gonna buy some of those, and I'm gonna keep them in case this ever happens again.
Great.
So I'll have like, I don't know.
What a time. What a time we're in.
I know. And I was thinking about it. I was like, should I do this for everybody part? Like, what if I have like, I don't know, like a giant cut down my face because I got in a duel. And like, I need something to cover that up. So can I get like a headscarf or?
I think we have bigger problems.
Band-Aid?
If you're in a duel, I think we have bigger problems than your cut being shown.
I panicked when I said other body parts. I was like, what else is there?
We can't see that much of you, Nicole.
I know. I was like a arm cast.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, but I don't know what other.
I don't think there's anything else you'd have to try to hide. Sorry.
Yeah, that didn't go like I wanted it to go.
Please don't get into any duels.
No promises.
Okay, great.
I offer to fight a lot of people.
Oh, just like for fun?
I know it's not quite the same thing, but sometimes somebody will do something, especially at work. They'll be like, you know who wants to do this? I think this is Nicole's job. And I'm like, do you want to fight? Is that what you're doing right now?
Is that what you're doing? Are you offering a fight right now?
Like, because I was perfectly fine not doing all of that. Right. So, and everybody up until this point was perfectly fine with it not getting done.
Oh gosh. I feel like that is an appropriate response though. Just like, all right, we're going to fight now. However, I'm going to tell you right now, I will not fight. I will threaten fight, but I will not fight. I'm too much of a wussy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could do it. I would just run away like, I was just kidding.
Yeah. Me too. I feel like I would, but then like as soon as like they started coming at me, I guess it depends on who it is.
Sure.
Because I feel like there are some people I could take.
Yes, 100%. There are probably a couple people I could think of that immediately, like, my rage would take over and be like, I don't care.
Right. And then there's also, like, in my mind, I'm like, there are certain scenarios where I feel like I could cheat at something.
Okay.
I know I'm making, like, karate chopping hands right now.
Yeah.
I don't know any type of martial art. But, like, there has to be, like, a situation. Like if they're wearing earrings, I'll yank your earrings out and then run away.
Okay. So
or like,
if I fight you, I have to guard my ears.
Right. But it has to be stuff like that. Or, you know, like they're talking about fighting and then I just hurry up, karate kick them in the junk and then I run away. Like...
Oh, we have digressed into a weird spot.
That's true. All right, well, here. Are there any literary characters that you would fight?
Okay, probably.
Yes.
Bella.
I was going to say pre-vampire Bella.
Yes, it has to be pre-vampire, though, because we have no shot.
I would kick her ass.
Yes. 100%. You are correct. There's probably quite a few of those, like, specifically the YA, like, female leads. I want to fight a lot of them.
Right, yeah. I don't even think it's because, like, I have nothing against Bella. But I want to, like, just, like, ksh, ksh, ksh. He's not worth it! Just calm down!
I did see a quote the other day. It was, I probably was talking to Mr. Chatty. I'm sure that's what was happening. But it was talking about, like, do you wish you could, like, yell at Bella and tell her, don't pick either of them, just run away?
Yes, just leave, go somewhere else.
Yes. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, there are probably quite a few of the female leads that I would fight for sure.
Mm-hmm. I also feel like I'm glad it came up, you know, but I'm like, damn, that's a banger of a discussion question that I just I thought of on the spot and I wasted it. Dang it.
We can still use it in the future. We can have some time to think about it now and find if there's ever a character you would, like, fight.
Yeah, maybe it'll change.
Yes, exactly. If you ever just come across one in your adventures, we could talk about it again. Yeah. And we could discuss why. This is kind of a segue into that, but not like a full segue. It's okay, so first of all, this episode's a little bit different, just so everyone knows. We're doing a mid-year check-in against all of our goals and challenges and everything that we said at the end of last year. But before we did that, I did want to say, have you seen all of the, like, Bookish community drama lately with Allie Hazelwood? Mm-mm. So talking about fighting and stuff, this kind of makes me think of that. Nice. So and I just wanted to kind of bring this up because it's, like, current, but she was literally, like, bullied off the internet. Like, she shut her Instagram down and, like, left and everything over the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
All right, spill.
She was bullied because apparently in April, I think I saw, she was on, like, this author's panel or something, and she made the comment that, I know you don't know the characters, but from Hunger Games, but she made the comment that PETA was useless in that series and that she was Team Gale, who is the other male, like, of the little triangle. Mm-hmm. And apparently last month, or earlier this month, the clip, like, blew up on TikTok or whatever, and she got harassed to the level of, like, she shut her Instagram off.
Why?
All because she made the comment that PETA was useless and that she was Team Gale. So from what I could see and what I found is that for the most part, like, nothing was, like, really, there was a few people that, like, directed really mean comments at her and started, like, talking about, like, her own writing and stuff like that. So actually being mean to her. But for the most part, it was, like, a level of harassment where she was, like, every single post that she posted, the comment section was just flooded with, like, Team PETA versus Team Gale conversation. Like, every single thing she posted was just, like, an overflow of people only talking about Hunger Games. And she's like, bro, I'm doing a collab with this other author. Like, let's talk about this book that I'm promoting, or let's talk about like whatever. And they were just like flooding her everywhere with Hunger Games stuff. And like, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, because one, people are allowed to have different opinions than you about whether they liked a book or not, and whose team, quote unquote, they're on in a love triangle of this said book.
Right.
Like, and you don't have to, it was like every single post she posted, they were going back to like old posts that she did and like commenting on it. There was like debates going on in the comment section of her posts that had nothing to do with Hunger Games. Like why is it that big of comment on that post, right? Like, that video came out and like, oh yeah, like, all the things, I'm Team Gale, I'm Team PETA, and then leave it at that. Like, why are we attacking people for having opinions about a book?
Yeah, of a story that's not even real.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I agree with her. PETA was useless.
Great. Way to bring it to us. We're going to get the shade now.
I'm sorry.
Remember at the beginning when I said our most commented thing was we changed our opening?
Yes, now it's going to be that I agreed with Allie Hazelwood.
We're going to have to just, I don't know, can we blur your mouth like with that little expletive bar during that part, and just hope the best?
No, I want it to be out there. PETA was not who I wanted. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I was Team Gale.
All right. Well, I have never read the books.
No.
Or seen the movies.
Right.
I am team I don't care.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
listen, I've already said I don't like ACOTAR. I don't think people are gonna... I feel like if you hate me already, or if you don't hate me already for that, I'll just add whatever. It's fine. You can hate me for being Team Gale. But either way, I just think it's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, but, I'm sure that's not the first time that's happened, but it's just like the latest thing that's like blown up. And I feel like BookTok is getting out of control.
Yeah, it was like a nice thing at first. You know, bringing people together, getting everybody into books, you know, like, even if they're not great books, at least getting people into reading again and saving, you know, like bookstores that aren't Amazon. And like, now it's like everything else, right?
Yeah. I do think I've been seeing a shift, and I at first I thought it was just my algorithm that was like leaning into my thoughts of BookTok being meh. But I do feel like it's not just my algorithm. I feel like I'm starting to see a shift in people's like thought processes, where they're starting to realize that BookTok has become this like little bubble of promotion of books that are going to get you views, right? So all of the big hyped, like massively hyped books are the ones that people talk about, whether they like them or not, really. I feel like it's at a point now where any of those like massively hyped books, it's hard to trust whether somebody actually likes them. It's almost, I feel like people are really starting to notice that like the books that are being hyped are the ones that are being talked about, because they're the ones that are going to get you the views and get you the whatevers. So I am starting to feel, I am feeling like we're going to start seeing a shift in the types of books that are being recommended, and like a little bit of a shift in the like BookTok, bookstagrams, like influencers and stuff.
Right.
Which I'm all for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be nice if we were seeing, like you said, like true reflections of what's out there, right? And like you said earlier, I'm not sure if I wasn't going to bring this up because it wasn't like, it was like, oh my gosh, but since you brought it up, I too have been seeing more videos of like people like, what are all these garbage books on BookTok? And to your point, like, I just kind of was like, maybe my algorithm has changed.
Yeah.
You know, it heard me speaking it into the universe. But you know, maybe that's just more people are now realizing that just because it's a BookTok book, it might not be the best, right?
Yeah. I think what's happening is that with more readers coming in, and reading those, like, because I feel like the biggest ones on like the book talks and stuff like that are all the romanticises. I think what's happened is that it's brought in all these readers and they enjoyed them, because there are some really good ones. There are some very enjoyable romanticises and stuff. But what's happened is that they are now at a point where we've been in it long enough and they've read enough of them that they're like, hey, how come all of these stories are like exactly the same? Mm-hmm. Like, how come every single one of these books has the same arc, has the same type of character, has the same like spice ratings and stuff? Like, I feel like they're now at a point to where the quantity has gotten to a point to where they can now do like a comparison, and people are like, I just keep reading the same shit over and over. I kind of want something different.
Yeah. Well, to your point, you know, it's like Kindle Unlimited. Every once in a while, I'll get to a point in Kindle Unlimited where they're like, I'm not saying I've read every single free book because it's impossible, but like,
yeah.
But you get to the point where you're scrolling through and you're saying to yourself, these are the same books that were there a month ago, and I've read them all, and none of the new ones look like. There's no new ones, or the few that there are don't look like anything that I want to read. And so you're just sitting there, well, I guess I have to go outside of my Kindle Unlimited bubble.
Right.
Or in this case, your BookTok bubble, and you go read something outside of BookTok that maybe just has really good ratings by a lot of people, and you're like, oh, fuck. There are other genres out there of shit that I like, and then you come back to a BookTok book, and you're like, what the shit? You know, like, maybe this isn't the only thing out there, right?
Right. Even the people who are like finding that they enjoy fantasy, or that they enjoy the spice part of it, so they only like the romantasy because it's like a smutty book or whatever, then just go read smutty books. Like,
oh, there's a lot out there.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of them out there. So like, but then there's also a lot of just like fantasy books that you could read that don't have all the smut. So I feel like people are starting to find a little bit more of what they're enjoying out of the books, and maybe hopefully finding different areas to get those things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save this. We can have like a deeper conversation on it, but like along that same vein of like, you're just reading the same thing over and over, I think I don't like enemies to lovers anymore. Unless it's done right. Like, I feel like I said, we could talk about it more later, but
yeah,
save it for the conversation.
I was gonna say, I have a couple books that I'm now adding to my, I don't think I like this genre, like, or not genre. I don't think I like this trope. Because I'm seeing it more, you know, because I read one, now it's filling my algorithm, and I'm like, no, stop giving me the cheating romance, or the cheating, you know, trope, or like you said, enemies to lovers, or
yeah, let's add that to our discussion. We'll talk about tropes that were
right here.
Yes,
I'll remember.
Okay, great. I'll write it down when I'm editing.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I'll discuss it. We'll just have a big discussion about tropes we no longer enjoy and all that stuff. So, are you ready to talk about our mid-year goals or our mid-year check-ins?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, can I ask you first, though?
Yes.
How many goals did you make for this year? Because I feel like I remember it being ridiculous.
There was a ridiculous amount of things.
Yeah.
And I have updates to all of them.
Oh, good.
And I added more.
I thought about doing the same, but I was like, I mean, I'll get into it, but I ended up going with no. So
that you weren't going to add anymore?
I wasn't going to add anymore.
So I changed some of them, and I've added at least one, I think. Okay. So I'll tell you the first one that I changed, okay?
Okay.
All right. So the first one that I changed is because so I had a goal of 52 for the year.
Yes.
I've already passed that.
Okay.
But what I'm going to change is that I want it to be 52 books that I've read with my eyeballs. So either Kindle or physical.
Okay, I got you.
Like the audio books are still going to count to my overall like number of the year. Mm-hmm. But I've done so many fucking audiobooks this year, and I feel like that put me over over my goal so easily that I was like, no, I have to change. So I'll tell you. So like I said, my goal was 52. I'm currently at 69 books finished. Mm-hmm. 44 of them are audio, though.
Oh, geez.
It's a lot. So, and 25 of them I've read. So I'm halfway to my goal if I'm just looking at my reading. So I'm okay with that. I was scared when I saw my number for audio. I was like, oh, fuck. And then I did a little math and I got, so I'm at 25, 19 Kindles, 6 physicals is what I've done so far. So that's my goal. I'm changing. So technically I've hit my goal for the year, but I haven't.
So when you first told me which goal that you were going to change, immediately my brain was like, she's going to try and beat my goal.
Absolutely not.
Because my goal was 104.
Right. No. I'm not trying to beat your goal.
So I was like, this bitch is going to put 105.
104 and a half is my goal.
I see how this is. And then you were like, I just want to, enjoy my life and maybe get like 52 physical. And I was like, oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I see what you're doing here. Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like because the fact that I'm already at like 70 books, basically, I do think I'm going to hit especially more than last year, which was 88. Mm-hmm. So I feel like 100 is probably not out of the realm of possibility for me, but I'm gonna focus on getting 52 read.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did a little digging around. This is a random side note for you if you're interested.
I am.
Between the years of 2016, 2017, and 2023. Mm-hmm. I only listened to like 10 audiobooks in that time.
The whole time?
Yes.
Wow.
I did not listen to audiobooks, and there was some of that obviously of that time. If you've listened to our previous episode where I had a big slump, obviously some of that is in there, but some of that is not. It's like 2016 is when I first signed up for Audible. So that's my first time that I could like start counting for audiobooks. And so in that time I only listened. So the last like year and a half has just been, it's like a new world for me.
Yeah, I think it's also, there's a lot more people making audiobooks.
I think that's true, yeah.
It used to be where I would go and look for an audio, or I'd go look for a book in Audible, and it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Now it's very rare that happens.
Right. I do think back then it was much more, especially like early on, it was much more like you'd get the random like big series books that you could get in there, and then mostly like memoirs and stuff. And you couldn't really get like, not everything was being put out on audiobook. So yeah, it was interesting to go back and look because I was like, there's never been a time in my life that I've listened. But now I'm just like a busy adult and I just need, if I didn't have audiobooks, then I wouldn't, whatever. But my goal for the rest of the year, like I said, is obviously to read more. But I think it's also to not let listening take over my time. So if they're like, obviously at work, listening to an audiobook is I can't like sit there at my desk and read. But like if I'm at home and I'm have the opportunity to just sit down, sometimes I'll sit down with my headphones on and like play a game on my phone. And so what I need to do is like in those times, I can't let audiobooks take over my reading time, you know? So that's my goal for the rest of the year for that one.
Nice.
How are you doing on your overall goal?
So a couple thoughts.
Okay.
So I know I said earlier my total for the year was 104, which came out to 2 books a week. January, Nicole thought she was going to have a lot more time for reading, which I did.
Yes, she did.
Because working from home, I can just get up at like 8 and go log in. So that means I could stay up until like midnight and read. Work in the office, Nicole. I go to bed at like 8.
Right.
So that's 4 or 5 hours every night that I'm missing out on reading. So my secret goal
is completely out of the water.
Is 156 books, which was 3 books a week. Now, I was on track for that up until a couple months ago. But in between the working full-time in office and my slump, I'm at... So, when I wrote all these notes, I was at 72 books.
Okay.
Since then, I've finished 2 more books, but I didn't include them in my... So, 72 books out of 104 is 69%. So, I'm 69+% complete with my year goal.
With your actual like
goal.
Not special. Okay. So that's good. It being over 60% at halfway through the year, I think that's great.
I have no concerns about I could listen to 30 books by the time the year is over, right? I have no concerns. My secret goal though, I am at 46%.
Still not bad.
Still not bad. It's
You're close.
I think we're halfway through the year, almost. By the time this comes out, it'll be halfway through the year. I might be closer to 50%, but I'm behind.
Yeah,
so.
I think you'd have to have a couple of like really good weeks to get you there.
Yeah, like how many weeks in a year are there? 52? I have to have like 25 more great weeks in order
to have that many.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think the secret goal is going to happen this year, but I've come to live with that.
You might get somewhere in the middle.
Probably. Yeah. I can't remember the exact. I think I had like 124, 26 books last year. So
I think so, yeah.
I think it's going to be the same. It's going to be similar, right?
Okay.
So
you think you'll be close to that number? Okay. Well, I think you're still doing great. I think we're both still doing great.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how I do with this. I have been reading more like Kindles lately. Like if we had done this discussion like 2 months ago, it probably would have been much worse. Because in the last 2 months, I've really been digging into like Kindle reading. So I really helped my numbers in the last 2 months.
Nice.
My Kindle numbers specifically. Yeah. So, all right. What?
Nothing. I was just, you said Kindle books, and I was like, yeah, I really need to. I thought I'd have more physical books read by now. I know it's not part of the whole discussion because I didn't say, like, in my, I want to read, half of those need to be physical.
Right.
But the amount of books that I buy,
half of them need to be physical.
I don't read a lot of them. So I know at the beginning of the year, the episodes where I was in a different room, I had like a bookshelf behind me and a whole bunch of it was empty. That's all full now. I'm maxed out on space for books. I have like this much space for books left.
Like 4 more books.
Yeah. And I'll fill those up because I get the special editions, right?
Right. Yep.
And that's not even, I haven't gone to the bookstore over a couple months now. So
they just show up at my house.
Keep coming to my house. So I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, this is a real problem. And he was like, just buy another bookshelf. And I'm like, where the fuck am I going to put another bookshelf?
Oh, I was like, I love this.
Yeah. I was like, where am I going to put it, though? And he was like, I don't know. That's your problem. I said you could buy another bookshelf. And I was like,
right. Yeah. He's like, I gave you a solution. You figure out the rest of it.
So I might put it there.
That's a good idea.
Which means I have my 3D printer and my Silhouette need to find a new home.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
It can go next to my sewing machine.
That's right.
I would show it to you guys, but it's a pile right now. A pile of garbage.
Yeah, no, don't share anything on that side of the screen, because that is where all the crazy is. Right behind you is where it's nice.
Exactly. That's what I might do. I might buy another shelf, put it right there, and then I can start filling that shelf.
Okay, great.
It'll be great.
Yes. And then you will have more books to fill your goal with.
Yes. Next year, I will make a goal to read at least 50 physical books or something, right?
Okay, so you'll make it more specific.
Yes, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that too. I think I'll think more about the type of book next year. Or I could just change it halfway through the year like I did this time. Okay, so my other ones.
Okay.
Do you want me to just go through all of them? And then,
sure.
Okay. So one, I had that I was going to read 3 of your favorites. I haven't read any of them yet.
Don't do it. You could change that one. There's still time.
Maybe if we get to like November and I still haven't read any. We both had one to read a classic book. I have not done that. It's still on my shelf.
So sorry to jump in.
No, do it.
Since it's the same.
Yes.
The same one. I too have they read one classical book. And I think when we did this, we picked the classical book we were together. So I picked Emma.
Yes. And mine was Little Women.
Right.
Somewhere. Yes.
I forgot about this one.
Okay.
Until I looked at the list you sent me, completely forgot that this was a thing that I had to do.
A challenge.
Like, I'm really glad I didn't say 12.
Right.
So, yeah, I know I bought it because we were together.
Yes.
I need to find that book. It's not a very long book, so I think I could get it out in, like, the next month and just get it over with. Not think about it again.
Right. That's kind of where I was at with that one, is, like, I just need to, like, shove it into my TBR in the near future so that I could not get to December and be like, oh shit.
Right.
Yes. This is another one that we both had on our list, is adaptation book. So TV or movie from a book. I had 2. I think you also had 2. I can't remember. And I have succeeded. I've read 2.
Yay, me as well.
And I just added another one to my TBR that I'm going to read probably pretty soon. So I'm going to have 3. Does it count if there were 3 books in the series? Because I'm counting that one as 1. But technically I've read 4 that were TV to movie.
I see what you're saying. Well, I guess I would count the whole series as 1.
As 1. That's kind of what I did. So, yeah. So I'm at 2 right now. So, yay! And I haven't talked about either of them on the pod yet. So, they're coming.
Oh. So you can't talk about them now?
I mean, I can. I could tell you what they were.
Sure.
The Summer I Turned Pretty and The Weekend Away.
Okay.
And I've watched all of them as well. So, I've read and watched. So, I will have reviews for both.
Nice.
In upcoming episodes.
Yay.
Yes.
I too had 2 books, 2 TV movie adaptations.
That word.
First one was Rogue Heroes. That one is a TV show on Paramount.
Okay.
It's a history book. I did a review. I should have wrote down when I did the review of this one.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, but it was obviously earlier in the year. And we did... So I count that I watched it because I watched the first, few episodes.
Okay.
I stopped watching it because I didn't like the TV show. Does that still count?
And of course it still counts because it has been adapted. It has been made. You watched it. And it for sure counts.
Yeah. But my husband watched the whole thing.
Okay.
So I sat down and I turned it on. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm watching TV." And he was like, "What?" And he sat down with me. And after 2 episodes, I was like, I'm over it. And he was like, "Where are you going?"
You're like, it counts. It's done.
You did this. You got me here. You have to stay. And I was like, "No, I'm gonna go read it. I'm gonna go read a book."
Yes.
So that was my first one.
Yes.
And then my second one, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised. It is Murderbot.
Yes. Wait, you also had 3.
So I thought that as well. But I went back and checked, and I think I know what you're going to say. It was actually
Jurassic.
It was a December read.
Oh, you did that in December. I thought you specifically waited.
I was going to, but then Mike Mike ruined it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
He downloaded that book on audio.
I remember now.
And we listened to it on the way home from the cabin. And
that's right.
By that point, a 6-hour drive, that book's only 8 hours.
Right.
Fuck.
I'm done now. Okay. All right. So. I'm still going to let you have it. You had 3.
I think we probably recorded our year-end episode, and then I started that book. Mm-hmm. So if you're going from year-end episode recording date till now, I'm at 3.
Okay. So. Excellent.
And I was going to do, because for 2 reasons I didn't do it, but it was the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws.
Uh-huh.
And I love that movie. Uh-huh. And I was like, well, fuck it, I'll read the book for this week. And then we were like, oh, we're going to do our mid-year thing. And I was like, well, shit, I don't want to do it next weekend. And I should have done it the weekend before.
Yes.
Screw it, whatever. My bad. But I also looked it up, and it's only a 3-hour audiobook.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I can't waste a credit on a 3-hour audiobook. Not when I complained about wasting one on a 5-hour audiobook.
That's right. No, you cannot. Maybe it'll come up for free one day.
Yeah, I thought maybe it would because of the whole 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
But I looked and I was like, well, maybe it's a Kindle book. It was $12.
Oh, no.
And I was like, man.
No.
I am so anti-buy book on my Kindle.
Digital book, yeah.
I can't do it. So.
We did Breaking Dawn in this year. That was another one. Because that one was this year. I forgot. Yeah. So now we are killing this one.
I know. 200%.
All right. So my next one was I wanted to read 5 subscription books. From Fairy Loot or Owl Crate. I've read 1. Okay.
You still have time?
I still have time. I wanted to do 5 physical books from my shelf. So this one's a little tricky because I've read 6 physical books. So, okay. But they've been our bonus bites is included in there, and books that I went out and purchased brought home. The whole idea behind that one was supposed to be books I already had on my shelf. If I look at it like that, I've only read 1. Okay.
Fair.
But I have read 6 physical books, and so I've kind of beat my goal, but kind of not really. The true intent, I have not.
Okay.
Okay, another one was that my sister and I were going to have Mr. Chatty pick 5 of our book club books.
Okay.
And he's helped pick other ones and stuff, but he has 100% recommended 3 that we've read. Okay. So we only have 2 more there.
Okay.
I did one that was 3 new to me authors, and that was a stupid one because that one was super fucking easy. I've almost every single author I've read this year has been new to me, so we're gonna forget about that one. That was a goal that I could just easily do.
Yeah.
And then my last one is not one that we actually talked about in the episode, but it's kind of one that was added that my sister and we were supposed to do, I thought our sister book club goal was 24 to do. I thought it was one a year, and she yelled at me and said, no, it was one a month. And she yelled at me and was like, no, we signed up to do 2 a month. And I was like, I don't think you're right, but okay, that's fine. So it's 24. And then she changed it to 26.
Why?
So I don't know. I think because last year...
That math ain't mathin'.
No. I think what it was because I was like, okay, 24 makes sense, 2 a month, that's fine. And then she said last year we read 25 together. So she was like, we can't do less than we did last year. So let's make our goal 26. So our goal now... Oh, no. Sorry, she changed it to 28. I just looked down at my thing. I don't know why. I just accepted it. Okay, fine, 28. And we're at 16 right now.
Okay, so about halfway.
So we're about halfway, yeah. And then my last one is my A to Z challenge. And I am fucking crushing it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Now, you did this last year, right? You did the A to Z challenge last year?
And I did not finish it last year.
How many short were you last year?
I think I was 8 short.
Okay.
I think I was 8 short. Right now, I am currently only 6 short. So that's 26 letters, obviously, plus 4 specials. Like, one word title, animal in the title, number in the title. I don't remember what the 4th one is, but I do plan on putting a picture here so you guys can see what it was. So the 4, so all 4 of those I'm already done with, like the 4 specials. Mm-hmm. And my only letters that I have left are D, G, H, M, Y, and Z. And
so
then
the easiest ones.
Sure. V, X, and Z are all letters that I could use anywhere in the title. Like, it doesn't have to be the beginning. And then another stipulation that I put on myself was that I couldn't use any books that started with one exception. And that exception is the quiet.
Oh.
No. I actually didn't want to use it for T because I was like, I feel like that's cheating. So, was The Quiet Librarian, because I had to put that book on this list no matter what. And so I used it for Q. Mm-hmm. And that is the only one I made an exception for because I wanted it to be on the list. Right. Other than that, all of the rest of them did not have like A or the in front of any of them. And I already have my list planned out for the letters, the 6 letters that I'm missing. So
great.
I am ready to go, and I will be finishing it this year.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make a list at the beginning of the year for all of these, or did you just start going for it?
Yeah, not for all of them. I had a couple of them I knew for sure that I wanted to use for the prompt, but for the most part, I did not have a full list. I feel like now, because it's the letters that I haven't just easily done, I've had to like go out and look and find books that it's really fucking hard to find books that don't start with the. So yeah, who knows, I may change my mind and that letter may get changed. But for now, I have it all figured out and I'm ready to go.
Nice.
So that's the end of all of my
Can I ask you another question? Mm-hmm. This one's about your Mr. Chatty. You said that he's recommended 3 books. Mm-hmm. What is his success rate? Okay,
let me look at what the 3 were.
Okay.
So the 3 were Behind Closed Doors, Little Monsters, and The Weekend Away. Mm-hmm. They've all been okay.
Okay.
But I think I want to say he's probably pulling from BookTok. Like because he's pulling from the internet and BookTok is where all of these recommendations are coming from.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, he's kind of given us like options and we've picked out of those options.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit his fault, a little bit our fault.
I gotcha.
But yeah, they've been, I would say, okay. We haven't read anything recommended from him that's been like, oh my God.
Yeah. So I have not, it wasn't I'm going to do this as like a goal or anything, but I have in the like last couple months just trying to find a different book or, you know, asked him a couple prompts, like find me a book that is this kind of trope or find me a book, you know, that's this genre or whatever. Right. And I think I've read 2 from those 2 prompts. And it was the same thing you said. Like I said, give me a whole bunch of books. And he gave me a list of like 15 books and I just picked which one I thought looked the best. One of those, I'm pretty sure, I haven't done it yet, obviously, but I'm pretty sure it's a 5-star book.
Ooh.
The other one is
not.
So,
okay.
I'm sitting at 50%, but like you said, it's also, he just gave me some things.
Right.
And I was like,
right.
Oh, wait, 3. Well, I'm at 3 books. Sorry. I forgot. My bad.
You forgot another one?
There was a 3rd book.
Okay.
Because I just finished it.
Okay.
So he has more misses than he does have hits.
Okay. I will have to go through and look. Like, I've gotten so many recommendations from him at this point for just like what I should read at other times. So I'd have to look for sure and like figure out what books were recommended by him. But I know for sure, like the Finlay Donovan series I got from him, and that one was great, like a great series. I can, off the top of my head, think of at least like a handful of books that I've read that probably 1 or 2 have been like shitty, and then probably 2 or 3 have been really, really good. So he's probably at like a 50-50, I would say, for me overall.
Oh, yeah. I will caveat all this with, if I've never sat down and like looked at all of the books that like Amazon, you know how like in your Kindle you'll finish a book and be like, oh, if you liked this book, here are some other books. I've never sat down and looked at how many of those recommended books by Amazon there are. But I'm pretty sure that it's probably not.
Right.
It's probably pretty similar, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I will say, though, that he is probably 100% for if I ask for something specific, like not necessarily a book, but like a trope. If I ask for a trope or like a vibe or like a feeling or whatever, I will say he's probably at like 90 to 100% there of giving recommendations based on those things. Not saying that the book is good. But if I ask for a specific trope, he gives me that trope. Or if I am like the vibe when I wanted to read the Finlay Donovan series, right? I was like, this is my mental state right now. This is the type of book that I want. And he gave me a good recommendation. So I would say, at least for that stuff, he's on point. Whether it's good or not, maybe not.
Right. Yeah. And I, not to keep belaboring the point, but it is nice. If you're trying to figure out your next read, it is nice because, like, one of my prompts was, I want to read I don't want to mess up the word because I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I want it, my favorite trope, the letters trope, right?
Yes.
So the first 5 that he gave me were like, all right, these are books. I said, I want it to be, a letters, that style book, and I also want it to be a romance. And he was like, here's 5 that are purely letter writing and romance. And then the next 5 were like, this is all like emails or, text messaging, but romance. And then the next 5 were like, not quite, it was like little notes or something. And, so the first 5 are always exactly what you ask for. But then I always appreciate that the next ones are not
like close, but not
close. But like, adjacent was the word I was trying to think of. So he does do a good job at that. He's kind of almost like anticipating what you're going to ask for next almost. And he's like, here's something that's close that might get you there. But yeah, for sure. All right. I did write down my 5-star stuff too for this so far.
but you go first. You tell me your challenge is how you're doing.
Yeah, there's not that much because
because you didn't go crazy like I did.
Well, and we had a lot of similar ones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because we did the total number of books, books to TV shows and movies, classic books. What else did I have? Oh, it's kind of one. But I said I was going to give a book 50 to 100 pages before I DNF'd it.
Right.
So kind of like a goal, but not really, I guess. I've only had 3 DNFs this year.
Okay.
And I went through and looked, and I'm pretty sure that I've given them at least the 50 to 100. Some of them, most of them were more. So, 100% there.
Excellent. You know, I don't think I have had any DNFs this year.
That's nice.
Because I think I've had 2 books that I've started and only got to like 15 pages or less and then quit on them. So I'm still counting those as like did not start, basically.
Right.
So technically I don't think I have any DNFs this year.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
I can't remember how many I had last year, but I only have 3 this year so far. I think I might have 4.
You had a lot last year.
I did. I think I had like 15.
Yeah, you had a lot.
So I think I might have another one pretty soon.
Okay.
I said I wasn't going to do any save for laters.
Right.
And this one's been hanging out for at least a month that I haven't touched it. So I think I need to just pull the plug.
All right.
But I'm 40% done, so I'm not concerned about it being...
Right. Your 100% will hold.
Right.
Yes, okay.
Okay, my other goal is... I'm going to be better with keeping up on my Goodreads updates.
Yes, Nicole, tell us how that goal is going.
So, I have updated in my Goodreads this year 3 books.
When you say updated, that means put reviews in and ratings for? Oh, no. Nicole.
I said I was going to do better, and I think I've done worse.
You've done worse.
Yeah, 3 books. I went back and looked, and the last one that I updated was the 3rd book that I rated in January, and I think it was on the 13th. So,
Nicole,
I don't even know how to come back from that.
Like, I don't think you can. I think at this point you just start from right now.
So I was thinking about that. I was like, I should go in and start putting in all my updates. And if I can catch up to at least 50%, I'd be at 51% of my books reviewed. I'm going to call that doing better.
Okay, that's fair. That is hilarious. Okay.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't either.
When I saw it, it was... So I did this probably Friday. I did my list. When I saw it, I was like, I still have time. I have all weekend. I could go in there and just go in there. But the only thing is all my notes for all my, that I keep on, I left that at my house and I was at the cabin. So I would have had to just go in there and do it by memory.
This sounds right.
Or go back and listen to the episodes.
Every episode.
And type it in as I'm talking. And I was like...
Oh, no.
No. I'm not doing that. So
no.
I will take the shame.
Mm-hmm. Shame.
Shame. Dang it.
All right.
And my last goal, number 6, was I said I was going to do 25 and 25. 25 and 2025. So 25 of something. And this year I said I'm going to do around the world. So I'm going to get 25 books from 25 countries. I didn't pick the countries. I just said I'm just going to read, and as I finish them, I'll write them down.
Yes.
I'm glad we did this because I am not as far along as I thought.
Okay.
I am at 16. 16 to 25.
That's pretty good, though.
It's not terrible. It's 64% for anybody who's interested in the math there.
Okay.
and I can tell you what all the countries are.
Okay.
But I won't go through all of the books, but...
Okay. Yeah, give me the countries.
Yeah. So all of these were, since I'm not telling you the books, it doesn't really matter. I just picked the first book in that country, and I realized that, like, England, I have, like, 15 books that are based in England. And I was like, oh, Jesus. I didn't go through and pick my favorite one. I knew, like, the first one I read, I just put it down.
Okay.
So, United States, the Netherlands, Chile, England, Nepal, Egypt, Canada, Germany, Italy, India, China, Sierra Leone, Mexico, Ireland, Sumatra, and Scotland.
Nice.
Yes.
Are you, because you're getting close, do you have a list ready to go of, like, are you just winging it?
I might wing it for a couple more months.
Okay.
And see because now that it's getting to this part, I feel like it's going to start getting harder.
Uh-huh.
I'll probably give it another month or two.
Okay.
And if it's not looking like I'm making any progress, I'll probably have to start picking some books.
Yeah, you'll, like, specifically pick out a book that from a country you haven't read. Okay. Yeah. And it's the book is set there, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent. That's great. I wasn't ready. I wasn't sure, like, what to expect of, like, how many you were going to have from your list.
I know. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm not as far as I thought I was. No. And then I started looking through my list, and I'm like, fuck, I read a lot about books in England.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like I do that, too, and I don't even try to. It's just like, oh, we're in England again. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, well, the last thing I was going to tell you about is my 5 stars.
Okay. You're saying that, sorry, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you, but I wasn't prepared for the 5-star thing.
I'm sorry.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to go and look to see if I have any. So I'm listening.
You have any 5 stars? Okay.
I'm listening.
But you're not listening.
I'm also not listening. So go ahead.
I have 7 true 5-star books this year.
Jeezy Pete's, Vanessa.
I was surprised. I was not expecting that. But also, a number that I am shocked and appalled by is if I include my 4.5s that I would round up to 5, I have 13.
Wow.
I have been on a roll, apparently, this half of year.
Yeah, you have. That's crazy.
So I have 7 true 5 stars and 13 if you count all of my 4.5s that I would round up. So I'm not going to tell you what they all are. I will tell you all of them at the end of the year. But
okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm sorry I put this on you.
No, that's okay. I don't think I have any true 5 stars.
Really?
Well, I mean, I have that one where I said I think it might be a 5-star. I haven't decided yet. Right. I have a couple because, like, I really liked the Ben Aronovich books.
Oh yeah, I feel like a couple of those though you gave 4.5s though, right?
I don't think I gave any of them true 5s.
I'm not remembering any of them getting true 5s.
So, I think I don't know. Maybe I was just like. I'm nervous about giving 5 stars. There is a book. Yeah, I don't think I have any true 5s. I think I have most of mine are high 4s rounded up to 5s. So,
that's sad.
Well, I mean, 4.5 rounded up to 5 is still great, right?
No, yes, I'm so happy that you've had some 4.5s, but like, I feel like I remember you, I'm going to have to think about it. We may discuss this later, but I feel like you've said at least once that it was something was a 5-star book for you.
I know. I'm going to have to go back through see, if I did all of my Goodreads, I would know this.
That is true. Yes, you would. All right. Well, that is our mid-year numbers.
Yes. Which was great because I didn't have to come up with any book things this week.
That's right.
It was the easiest. It was the
yes.
easiest notes for the week I've
yes.
done so far.
Oh, I do have one more thing. Do you have a favorite snack from this half of the year?
Banana daiquiri.
Fuck your banana daiquiri. I think mine is gonna be the crumble tres leches.
Oh, fucking Crumble.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight, Crumble.
For stealing from you. Okay.
Yeah, that's my
fair.
tres leches recipe.
Yes.
I can tell.
It is. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my half year snack. It may hold for my end of year snack, but we'll see. The next 6 months has got to bring it. But yeah, I'm excited to see. We're doing really well, I feel like, across the board in all of our challenges. So I feel like I'm interested to see how much more we do in each of them at the end of the year. And I got to close out this A to Z bullshit. That is all. Go visit us everywhere. Savor the Story Pod on all the things. SavorTheStoryPod.com.
Tell us your goals you're crushing.
Yes, tell us how you're doing on your reading goals this year, and what you've changed, if you've changed any of them.
Yes, I know. I want to know what your goals are, how you're doing, and which ones you're failing at, like me.
Yes. We're specifically interested in the failures.
Correct.
Yeah, so go let us know everywhere, and that's all. Go like and subscribe and follow and all
Thumbs
the things.
Ups.
Yes.
All the things.
Everything.
Yay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye. Get out of here.
Well, of course, I think Tim just got home.
Hi, Tim.
Right as we're about to
Wrap up.
close out. Yes. Okay. Oh, he closed my door.
Oh, that's nice.
And you left Kawa in here.
She's gonna be pissed.
You left Kawa in here. I am recording, but you left her. I thought you were going to feed.
You're ruining the episode, Tim!
Nicole's yelling at you. I'm going to cut all this. Don't worry about it.
No.
No, don't come over here. No. Put your head in. That was fine.
Hello, world. I read too, you know.